Hey everybody, welcome to The Dose. My name is Brian, and you guys know me. You guys know that overwhelmingly, the majority of the time, I'm uber positive, right? But every once in a while, I have a message where I just kind of lay it out there, man. We just kind of go right to brass tacks. We just lay out the cold, hard truth because it is what it is, and because I think we need to know the truth, right? Because positive thinking and a positive mental attitude, all those things, as supremely important as they are no substitute for knowing the real score, knowing the real deal, knowing how the world really works, or the laws that govern the universe that we must be familiar with in order to exceed and excel. And I was having a conversation with a friend of mine tonight, and he'll forgive me if he's watching this because I'm not naming any names, but the conversation that we had tonight got me really thinking about a concept, and it's simply this. Here's a story that I'm going to start with that is going to help me to couch this idea so that it'll be more clear to you when we get to the point. And the story looks like this. There was a old man sitting on his porch, and he's rocking back and forth on his porch, and laying next to him is an old dog, basset hound, laying on his side, moaning, complaining, you know. And there's a young Labrador man running laps around the house. And the old man's throwing him bones, and throwing him steaks, and throwing the ball and the frisbee, and the dog's running around going crazy, having a great time. And the old dog's laying on the porch, just moaning and groaning. Well, his neighbor was a younger guy. And his neighbor's watching this happening the whole time, right? After a while, the neighbor's like, man, I just can't take it anymore. I got to figure out what's wrong with that dog. So he goes over there and he, howdy, neighbor. And walks up on the porch and says, sir, I hate to bother you, but your dog has been laying there moaning and groaning for all day. What is the matter with your dog? And the old man says, well, you see, yesterday morning, I had a loose board, and I got up underneath the porch, and I drove a nail up through his favorite spot. And the young man looks at him and he goes, so do you mean that dog is laying on a bare nail? And the old man goes, yeah, I reckon. And the young man says, well, why doesn't he get up and move? And the old man goes, guess it don't hurt bad enough yet. Think about it. How many folks do we know, and maybe even ourselves, not that we would ever do that, right? But how many of us have complained and moaned and groaned about a circumstance in our life, but yet wouldn't take action to get up and do anything about it, right? How many of us have complained about our health and wellness, but we won't start that diet, or we won't start that exercise routine, we won't join that gym? How many of us have complained about a relationship, but we wouldn't put the time in to make it any better? How many of us have complained about our financial situation, but yet we keep doing the same thing day after day after day after day after day, expecting a different result? How many folks do we know that love to wank and complain about all kinds of things, but they don't do anything different today than they did yesterday to try to make a positive change in their life? And the answer is we're all guilty of it. We've all done it. We all know people that do it, and people do it all day long anyway. Some folks would just rather moan and groan about their problems than do anything to change them. Which is why I say that whatever your life is like, I'm here to tell you, you must love it that way. Even if you complain. Because if you didn't, you would do something about it. Think about it. You'll sit in a chair, right? And as long as you're comfortable, you'll sit perfectly still. The moment you become uncomfortable enough, you'll get up and shift and move. That's how we are as human beings. So sometimes we're uncomfortable just enough to complain, and sometimes we're uncomfortable enough to move. But here's the deal. If you're putting off doing what you know you should be doing in the pursuit of your goals and your dreams, then you have forfeited the right to complain about your station as it sits. To put it another way, if you've been given the option to get up off the nail and you don't, quit your moaning and groaning. And that's the dose. Go make it a great week, everybody.